at Business Management ITS, which are Business Analytics and Strategy Laboratory and Entrepreneurship and Small Medium Enterprise Laboratory. Business Analytics and Strategy Laboratory, or the BAS Laboratory, focuses on operation management, strategic management, finance, and accounting. There are 10 lecturers and researchers associated with the BAS Laboratory. Business Analytics and Strategy Laboratory have several assistants to support its day-to-day operations. Entrepreneurship and Small Medium Enterprise Laboratory, or the ESME Laboratory, focuses on marketing, entrepreneurship, human resource management, performance measurement, and data envelope analysis. There are 9 lecturers and researchers associated with the ESME Laboratory. The Entrepreneurship and Small Medium Enterprise Laboratory, also supported by several assistants to carry out the laboratory programs. Our department have more than 500 alumni. They work at different fields and industries such as national and multinational companies, government, or even became an entrepreneur.
Let's join Business Management ITS and be the future business leader.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Tania Amalia Diandra from Department of Business Management ITS, and I will be the MC for today. It is my pleasure to welcome you here this afternoon to our international guest lecture series with the topic Consumer 4.0 and Omnichannel. I would like to thank all the participants for joining today's lecture. And before we start, please allow me to share the video conference protocols in order to have a smooth this afternoon. First, please kindly change your ID screen using the format your name, underscore your class or institution. Second, please turn off or mute your audio and only turn on or unmute your audio when MC or moderator gives a suggestion. Third, we recommend all participants to adjust your seat position comfortably and to avoid backlight effect. Fourth, please ensure you have a stable internet connection for your own convenience. And fifth, we recommend all participants to use headphones or earphones for clearer audio hearing. And in addition, we kindly ask all participants to fill the online attendance and feedback forms through the links that will be provided later in the middle of the session, and to use the raise hand feature or chat box if you have any question during the Q&A session. Thank you for your attention. Now, moving right along, as I'm sure we are all very excited to hear the lecture, let me invite one of our lecturers, Mrs. Nabila, who will be today's moderator and who will lead today's main session. To Mrs. Nabila, time and place is yours.
Okay, thank you, Tania. Thank you very much. So good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for Dr. Filip. Today, we will have International Guest Lecture Series 2020 held by Business Management Department, ITS Surabaya. And my name is Nabila. I'll be the moderator for today's session. Before I begin today's lecture, I would like to briefly introduce our international programs in our department. So this year we just launched one program, International Undergraduate Program. And we have the 4 majors in our department, which are Operations Management and Business Analytics, Marketing Management and Entrepreneurship, Human Resource Management, also Accounting and Finance. Our department also offers double degree program. We have partnership from Rennes School of Business and also the University of Queensland in Australia. And also we have another partner from various universities all over the world, coming from Australia, Taiwan, Denmark, Belgium, and so on. And this international guest lecture series is also part of our international program. And today we are so excited to have Dr. Filip here. He will share about Consumer 4.0 and Omnichannel. So in today's session, there will be maybe more than 200 participants who will join us. They're coming from Business Management Department ITS, UNESA Surabaya, and also other local and international universities. We're so glad to have Dr. Filip Vanderbeken from Vives University of Applied Science, Belgium. Thank you, Dr. Filip, for joining us today. Dr. Filip has large knowledge about business and commercial strategies. And also he has international career in B2B and service industry in European Union. And since 2008, he has been a business owner of Performance and active in business and marketing strategy and also business transformation. Also, he's a university lecturer and researchers and board member in several companies. And in today's session, there will be an hour for Dr. Filip sharing his presentation, and there will be a Q&A in between the session. And since we have plenty of time for this session, I encourage the participants to ask questions to Dr. Filip. And we also can add more 30 minutes or like a few minutes if you still need time, Dr. Filip, to explain about the materials today and if there are a lot of questions from our students. Also, as it has been mentioned by the Master of Ceremony, the participants, you can drop their questions on the chat box. And without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Filip to deliver a class. So Dr. Filip, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I will first of all try to share my screen. That should be fine. Okay, good morning, everyone. Well, good afternoon from Belgium. It is just before 8 o'clock over here. It's very cold and rainy, and I think you have better weather conditions than we have in Belgium. I'm really pleased to host you or to help you this morning with a topic which really interests me a lot in marketing and in business strategy. And we'll be talking about the new consumer 4.0, and how he or she impacts the customer experience and omnichannel in today's modern marketing. Which we will skip this. Dr. Nabila introduced me, so that is already really fine. We don't have to spend any more time on this. Now, before we go into the details about this new consumer, let me tell you that this is not a consumer who has a specific age or generation. we see that Consumer 4.0 can be a young person, millennials, your generation students, or can be somebody of 50 or 60. It all depends on how this person buys and shops and goes on the internet and uses modern technology to buy and look for things. So there's no real buyer persona you can put on this or demographic persona you can put on this Consumer 4.0. But what is clear is that Consumer 4.0 is quite disruptive to the existing business models and the way we have been thinking about marketing. Okay. Now, before we go into more details about who this Consumer 4.0 is, let me take you one step back and let's agree on a number of basics with regards to marketing. And I think we all agree that marketing is first of all about creating customer value. Okay. If you don't create customer value, they won't buy things, they won't be interested, and your brand or your product will not be successful. A second definition is about developing and optimizing profitable customer relations. And I have put profitable between brackets because profitable relations do not always mean that there has to be money involved. There's not always an exchange of means of money. If you look into what sports clubs are doing or universities, we are trying to convince students to join our classes or courses. Same with Vives, same with ITS. We do marketing in order to convince students to take lessons at our university. Same goes with a football club. They don't ask people to pay, but they ask people to join the football club or the basketball club. So they do marketing to get these people into the team, right? Same with political parties. They try to convince people to give them their votes. And if people decide to give a vote to a certain political party, it is what we call a profitable customer relation. The third definition I quite like is marketing is all about influencing the buying decision process of customers and potential buyers to hopefully make them buy your products and not the ones of your competitors. Okay, and we do this by collecting and analyzing markets and consumer insights, hoping to influence the way people think, and then changing their behavior in our favor, meaning that they buy our products or services. Now, up till some time ago, companies were doing this in a quite traditional way. We had advertising models, we had direct mail marketing, we all had digital first, then there was mobile first and social media first with SEO and SEA. But what we see today is that there is a huge step forward with AI, with artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence uses new technologies and data analytics to help us create new benefits for our customers. And if we do that right and better than our competitors, we will be more successful than they are. Now, you might have already seen this quote by Seth Godin, who says that everyone is not your customer, meaning, and I think when you have in your courses already dealt with market segmentation and targeting and target audiences and positioning, this is certainly something you have encountered. In today's marketing, it is virtually impossible to approach every customer. I mean, there's simply too many customers and they are widely spread. They're all around the world and they have different behaviors and wants and needs. So in today's marketing, when you say every client or every customer is a potential customer, I don't think you will run a very successful business. So when I speak to my students, when we talk about marketing communication, I like this quote from Meredith Hill. saying that when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And I think that is a very important item in modern marketing communication. Make sure that you sing the right song to your target audience. Okay. Very often I give the example, if my mother is now 79, she's in good health, and last summer she decided she wanted a smartphone. She wanted an iPhone. Up till then, she was using a very old, or my old Nokia, touch button, no screens. And we had, of course, also the COVID-19 pandemic this summer. So we were kind of in lockdown. And that's one day my mom said, I want this iPhone, or how do you call it? And I said, why do you want an iPhone? You're not going on the internet. You're not doing any bank transitions or transactions online. The only thing you do is texting and calling, phoning. And then I realized the only reason why my mother wanted a smartphone, because she was missing out on the photos and the videos of her first grandchild. And I was exchanging, me and my wife, we were exchanging photos and communication about the first grandchild in the family. And my mother was not in the loop. She was not involved. And so I'm telling you this story because if my mom is going to a phone shop, she's not interested in any technical information about the smartphone. She just wants a smartphone to be sure that she can see pictures and videos of the newly born grandchild. So make sure in modern marketing that you speak to that you sing the right song to your target audience, that you speak the language they want to hear. And then finally, this one in modern marketing or consumer 4.0, it's all about the pink lemon. We don't want to be doing the same thing. Sorry, people want to be different. People want to be unique in some way. So, and consumer 4.0 is definitely a strong example of somebody who has his or her own ideas and behavior. Now, before we come to consumer 4.0, obviously, because we call it 4.0, there's 3 other profiles before him. And very briefly, consumer 1.0, which is the first one we encounter. 1.0 is a customer who is really not aware of any brands. He doesn't care about brands. He is not even aware of value creation or added value by a product or a brand. He simply wants a product or a service to bring a solution. I need something, I find a product, and I hope I will buy it, and I hope this product will help me solve the problem or give me a solution. The second one, consumer 2.0, was getting options and alternatives. As the competition was growing, there were more options and alternative products on the market, and the consumer had a choice. All right, which meant for the first time that marketing had to convince consumer 2.0 why product A was better than product B. So we started seeing consumer insights. We started seeing the first steps in market segmentation. And then we come to consumer 3.0. And this is a consumer who has high expectations, high demands, who wants to belong to a community, who wants to be listened to, and who wants to be understood. So marketing has to bring in positioning and telling the right story to that person. That person was no longer interested in hearing things in which he was not interested. So we saw positioning, and we saw the first signs of modern brand management. Brand relationships became more and more important for this consumer 3.0. And then finally, we come to the topic of today is the consumer 4.0. And basically, he is consumer 3.0 plus a lot of technology. This is a consumer who has a broad and constant access to technology, and through technology he has access to virtually the world. Okay, so this person wants digitized and individualized products and services. He wants a customer service at replying to his wants and needs, and he wants to create a relationship with the community on the one hand and with the brand on the other hand. So basically, Consumer 4.0 is driven by technology and everything around it. Now, one of the most important items in managing Consumer 4.0, to my feeling, is managing your data. I call it data is the new oil when I lecture about market research and market analysis. There has never been so much data available in the market. But as I say at the bottom, big data is a raw resource that is just a few important steps away from being useful. So if you don't treat your data, if you don't transform your data to the information you want, it's of no value. So the companies, and we see it in the technological companies like Apple and Google and Facebook we'll be dealing with later on, they are extremely powerful because of technology and because of smart data analytics. And if you don't do this, this will probably in the near future might be the end of your business. Now, the first characteristic for me of Consumer 4.0 is that he or she really wants more and more personalized products and consumer services, really designed for his or her personal wants and needs and behavior. And he wants individualized marketing programs. If I go on Spotify or if I open my Netflix account, I am not interested to see the movies or listen to the music my neighbor likes. I am not even interested in the music my brother has on his Spotify list, right? I only want what I like to hear, and I might be interested in to see what Spotify is offering me, what they are suggesting me. But I'm really critical. If I don't like something Spotify offers me, I will skip it and I will go on to the next one. Okay. Whereas in Consumer 2.0 or 3.0, we saw mass marketing. Everyone received the same thing. So the first one is all about data analytics, technological evolution, and mass customization. I get my Spotify list, and this one is different than my wife's one, for example. 3D scanning and 3D printing is an important element in this first element or characteristic of 4.0. We can now print at a reasonable price jewelry, individualized jewelry. We can 3D print shoes and Nike shoes or whatever kind of shoes you want to have at a reasonable price today. You can order your personalized, individualized products. One small video I would like to show you, and I hope technically this goes well, is about IKEA. I know you have an IKEA in Surabaya. I'm not sure if this new app is already available in Indonesia, but IKEA has launched 2 years ago an app called IKEA Place, where they use 3D scanning combined with e-commerce, artificial intelligence, for you to be able to design your room without leaving the door, ordering online with IKEA and being sure that what you have ordered really fits into your living room or your bedroom or whatever. Okay, so let me try to see if this works. If it doesn't work, Tanya or Nabila, I will, it's over to you, huh? Okay,
Sure.
let's, if this works, so I have to stop this one. Sorry.
IKEA would like everyone to know about Place, our new augmented reality app. Built on Apple's new AR kit, you can easily place true to scale 3D models of IKEA furniture in your place. Scan, browse, select, move, and place. So that could mean less of this. And less of this. And probably more of this. We want to make it easier for people everywhere to imagine a better place. Share this place and this place. Try Place in your place.
Yes!
All right. I hope this went well. Share my screen. Okay, so what we see here is that individualized and personalized products don't have to be expensive. Even an IKEA or a jewelry or a ring today can be personalized at very reasonable prices. IKEA furniture is not more expensive because of this IKEA Place app, but it's absolutely 100% giving an answer to the wants and the needs of this consumer 4.0. Now, the second element or characteristic of this new modern consumer is that he or she has extreme high expectations with regards to convenience and easiness. And I've asked Google Translate to translate these words in Indonesian. I hope they are correct. Convenience and easiness, I will not pronounce them, but I hope it will help you, or it might help you. What is specific about this convenience and easiness is that consumer 4.0 loves to have everything easy and fast and funny and trouble-free and omnichannel. To a large extent, consumer 4.0 is lazy. He likes life to be easy and convenient. Again, Spotify, we just put on our Spotify list on, we put it on in the morning and I start studying or working. And then 2 hours later, I realize that I am no longer on my personal Spotify list, but I'm still listening to music I like because Spotify just keeps on suggesting me things. And the moment I don't like a song, I just push forward and I get another one. So it's easy, it's convenient. It means that there's zero effort. I'm kind of lazy. I like being, cool and chill and not having to do any efforts. Same with Uber Eats or with Deliveroo or with other delivery services. People didn't die from hunger when Uber Eats was not here. Yeah. We went to the store, we went to the restaurant, we went to the takeaway, or we cooked ourselves, but we had food. And now we have Uber Eats, which is a strong marketing concept, and absolutely 100% replying to what people mean by easiness and convenience. On the other hand, we see co-working spaces, co-housing places, people. I have 2 co-working spaces I often go to. I arrive, I have parking, I sit down, I go on the internet. I don't have to bother about opening times, or I don't have to bother about, is there any coffee Is there tea in the kitchen? Is there enough toilet paper? Are the meeting rooms clean? I just arrive, I sit down, I do my thing. If I want to have a meeting room, I book a meeting room for half an hour. Everything is clean, there's water, coffee, tea. So I'm really convenient. I'm at ease. I can do what I like. Same with car sharing, same with co-housing. So convenience is about being easy, having zero effort to do, where you have when you have a choice, you have to think, you have to do an effort. So consumer 4.0 is somebody who really wants to decide whether he likes to make a choice or he just wants to follow the flow of Spotify or Netflix, and he's just convenient and completely at ease. What we've seen, this is a study published in January early this year from Smart Insights, showing that 79% of people shopping online have really backed out of a purchase, of finishing the online shopping, because it was inconvenient to them at some point. They lost time with registration of the account. They lost time in finding their way through the website or through the e-shop. There were stock problems. So nearly 100% of people in this study have reported having left or backed out of an online purchase process or customer journey because something frustrated them, something was inconvenient, which is an extremely high number. And I think all of us attending today have already experienced this. Some websites, some e-shops are really not easy to use. And if you don't like it, you just leave. Look at what McDonald's has done. McDonald's has done a new step in servicing their customers, and they have Mac Delivery now. So you order online through the app of McDonald's, and you order also who does deliver your hamburger and French fries. A company, I don't think they are active in Indonesia, is Carglass. Carglass is from origin a Belgian company, and they repair and replace car windows. So if you have one of your windows in your car is broken because a rock or a little stone hit your window in the morning driving to work, they don't always replace your full window. They have a procedure quite cheap, and within 1 hour, your front window of your car is repaired. Now, you can either go to the garage or to their shop. You make an appointment. You show up. That's on time, and just within an hour and a half, they repair your window screen. If you cannot go to their store, they come to you. They come to your place 24/7, or they come to where you work and they repair. They have their own materials. They have a small van, and whatever needs to be done, they do it on the spot where the client is. So they don't ask the client to come to their store. No, they come and they try to meet the client where he or she is. Probably one of the most valuable things of Consumer 4.0 is time. Consumer 4.0 is looking at time, or he's like treasuring time. Time has becoming his or her most valuable resource. And now the question, of course, is, as a marketeer or as a business leader, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with one of the most important elements of your customer being his time? And again, through AI and consumer data and technology, you will be able to faster service your client, to hyper-personalize the service of your client, and to offer your client a lot of convenience. So do not forget in future, if you are reviewing your positioning or of your target audience, think about their time. Time has become or will become extremely valuable for the modern consumer. We saw Facebook launching last summer. I thought it was in June or July. They were starting Facebook Shop, a new shopping platform, which is different from what we know from Alibaba or Amazon or Google Shopping. You actually, if you are on Facebook, you can immediately transfer to a shopping platform. You don't have to go to Amazon. You don't have to go to Google Shops. When you're on Facebook, immediately, without any further do or other things you have to do, you go shopping through Facebook. Just the other weekend, just before the weekend, Shopify and TikTok announced a partnership. Over 1 million Shopify merchants, people who offer their services or products on Shopify, will have access to the TikTok audience. Seamless. They will go from Shopify immediately to TikTok, and also being able to use the TikTok video technology to promote their products. So this is two typical examples, and very recent examples of technology companies making sure that for the consumer 4.0, time is added, and that convenience and easiness is added to his or her shopping experience. Number 3 is consumer 4.0 expects superior personal contact or advice when he or she wants it or needs it. And in all other situations is, please do not bother me. Just leave me alone, and I go for easiness and convenience. What I mean by that is that everything which is commodity will be done digitally and online. Only when we need something very special, a special occasion, a special experience, or when something is really complex, we want the human touch. Okay, if we go shopping, for example, we know out of market research that in general, people who go shopping for their groceries on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, they buy 80% or 90% the same products. Okay, we are really we like our traditions. We like the same products over and over and over again. So this has become commodity. This is why with the Corona lockdown, we see that a lot of people have started buying their weekly groceries online because they always buy the same thing. So keep that in mind when you are making your marketing strategy and your marketing plan. You have to do both today. When it's digital, when it's commodity, you have to make it easy and convenient, go online, go digital. When it's special or complex, make sure that you have top quality human service and human touch. And then number 4, the fourth characteristic of consumer 4.0 is we see that this person shows less brand loyalty. They are less loyal to a brand, but they are more sensitive to strong, attractive brands with an authentic DNA, with an attractive story, where they can recognize themselves and they have the same values. So what we see is an interesting evolution on brand management today in modern marketing. There's a number of very good books just being recently published on modern brand management, and it is really interesting to read about how brands are evolving and how brands will be struggling for market positioning. I have a number of quotes there. The one I like very much is the one of the late Steve Jobs of Apple. He says, to me, a brand is one simple thing, and it's all about trust. And I absolutely agree with him on brand management. People want to feel at home. They want to feel at ease with the brand. There has to be a fit between the values of a person and the values of a company. Look at what is happening with Black Lives Matters in the United States. Look what's happening with the Me Too movement. Some of the brands, big brands in the world, are linking their brand to those political or even societal matters. Another one is from Jeff Bezos from Amazon. And he says more or less the same thing of like Steve Jobs. He says that a brand for a company is like a reputation for a person. And you earn that reputation by trying to do hard things very well. So again, it's about trust, basically. All right. Let's try to do this commercial again. I don't know if you have seen this in Indonesia or not, but I think some of you might know Zappos. Zappos is the largest online shoe shop in the world, basically, and it was founded in 1999. And has been acquired by Amazon in 2009. So after 10 years, the owner, the founder of Zappos, sold his company to Amazon, but it was still one of the agreements they made, that is that Zappos was still to be kept, had to be kept its own identity. It had not to be changed into Amazon or whatever. Now, typically for Zappos, before we go to the movie, Zappos is 100%, not to say 200% client intimate. They all do, whatever they do is for the client. They create extreme value for this client. One example I often use for my students is when you go online for Zappos and you want to buy a pair of shoes and you find your pair of shoes, but they don't have your size anymore, Zappos goes on the internet and looks for you. Zappos will be checking the platforms of their competitors. If they can find that brand, that color in your size, they will buy it for you, they will ship it to you, and if you like it, you can buy it. If you don't like it, they just take it back. So it's 100% client central. Now, what Zappos has done last summer, this is only a couple of months old, they've really done something completely for Consumer 4.0. And again, completely in line with their strategy of being 100% customer intimate, is that they have decided to throw overboard the idea of buying a pair of shoes. You can buy one shoe. And the whole idea was that some people lost their legs or lost a foot or were born with a disability or whatever. And Zappos thought it was unfair for them to have to buy a pair of shoes and pay full price, where they only needed a left or a right shoe. So what they have done, together with 8 shoe brands, Nike is one of them, they decided to launch the idea of single shoe and different sized shoes. So basically, and you see a number of people there on the screen, these are people with only one foot or one leg. They buy one shoe and they pay half the price. They pay 50% of the box. All right. So they are shipped, they get shipped the right foot or the right shoe or the left shoe. And Zappos keeps the other one. Okay. Now, obviously, this is not a profitable business idea. So what they have done, they have added to that public with only one foot, they have added to public who have different sizes of feet. I have a 9.5, for example, on the left and a 10.5 on the right. And many people have different shoe sizes. So what they do the same thing. You can order your shoes 9.5 for the left one and 10.5 for the right one, and you pay twice 50% of the box. Okay. And to make it now completely profitable and really crazy, what they have done is that you can actually decide and you can combine colors. If you like your left shoe to be red and your right shoe to be black or white, you can. Okay, so you create your own pair of shoes. If you want 2 shoes, if you only need 1, you only buy 1, you only pay 1. Okay, so absolutely, completely in the philosophy of what Consumer 4.0 wants to have. Okay, let's try this again, Tanya and Nabila, if this works.
All it takes is a single voice to change the conversation.
Your stories inspired us to break new ground
and do what's never been done.
Understanding the needs of one, our community takes the first step.
Creating an experience together where there is no perfect pair.
All it takes is a single voice.
Thank you for sharing yours.
Right. Okay. Close this one. Stop sharing. Oh, sorry. I am a little bit clumsy when it comes to this sort of things.
No worries, Doctor.
All right. Okay. So we are here. So this is a recap of the 4 elements we've dealt with. So it's more and more personalized products and customer services, individualized marketing programs. 2, it's high expectations with regards to convenience and easiness. 3, Consumer 4.0 really wants top personal contact or advice when he or she wants it or needs it. In all other situations, he doesn't want to be bothered, and he goes for easiness and convenience. And then finally, Consumer 4.0 is less brand loyal, but is really sensitive to strong brands who share ideas, cultures, values, and the same DNA as this person. All right, I think this is a moment to see whether there are any questions on the chat or questions in the audience before we go to the second part of the course.
I think, yeah, for all participants, you can drop your question here if you want to ask to Dr. Filip. Or, yeah, I guess I have a question for you, Doctor.
Okay.
So as you explained before that nowadays the consumer, like they tend to, like show us different characteristic, like they have different behavior. And like how do we, how to engage with them? Like I often receive like newsletter and some things, but like sometimes it's quite annoying for me. So like how to like how the the company or the producers like try to engage to their customers, but like avoid this annoying things or something.
Yep, that's right.
And that's typical.
Yeah, this is typically what Consumer 4.0 is about. You don't want to be bothered with things you're not interested in. And I will come to that in the second part. Yeah. How we'll deal with that in the business modeling. But briefly, what still is very important is consumer insights. It's data research. It's making sure that you understand the needs and the wants and the behavior of your customer. Mass communication or mass marketing is still an important element in modern marketing, but it's losing market share. It's becoming less and less important because people want to be listened to, they want to be understood, and they want to receive information, just the information they like to have or they need to have. Okay, so it is getting more and more difficult for marketeers and business owners to decide what kind of information, what kind of content do I send to this particular target audience or to this individual. So, and that is one of the items I put at the end. Market research is still, and is becoming more and more important in dealing with Consumer 4.0. But we'll be tackling this just in the next slides.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Perhaps to open the second part with this slide, the consumer isn't always right, and we know that, and it is like that. He isn't always right. But if you don't listen to your consumer, your product or service won't be right either. Just what you are saying, Dr. Nabila, is that I'm receiving newsletter and information I really don't want to have. So it means that this supplier, this producer, this store is not listening to you. They are not. They're not hearing what you're saying. Okay. But it's still about customers. It is still about customers, and one important thing, and it's something Steve Jobs said, it's not about technology. Yeah, it's still about our customer, but how we use technology to create new benefits for them. So do not forget, in these modern times of social media and AR and virtual reality and data, the bottom line is still our customer. We still want to create value for our customer. We still want to establish and build profitable relationships with our customers. We're not dealing with robots yet. Perhaps one day we will, but as a marketeer or as a business owner, our customers are still human beings. So we have to care about them. We have to put them, on the first line. Over the last decade in marketing strategy, we have always been talking about having a customer value driven strategy. Yeah, it's all about the client. It's all about the customer. But today, this has become the absolute minimum. It's the Olympic minimum in today's business and marketing environment. Don't think if you have a customer value driven marketing strategy that you are going to be the market leader in the world or in your industry. It is not the case. The Consumer 4.0 thinks that excellent service is just the minimum. He is expecting much more. What we feel as very good customer service, and there's a lot of companies who do a very good or strong customer service, to Consumer 4.0, this has become a normality, a normal thing. It's a commodity. And we know about commodity, it's convenience and easiness. All right. And thanks to basically Consumer 4.0 expects much more, thanks to technology companies and to companies like Amazon and Alibaba and TripAdvisor and Booking.com and Google and Facebook and Tesla, who are going a very long way with you. Their customer experience is extreme, is becoming. They are becoming partners in our lives. The first thing I pick up in the morning are my glasses and my smartphone. And the last thing I do when I go to sleep is I put off my glasses and I put down my smartphone. Yeah. So these companies are active on the internet. They are with us all the time, nearly 24 hours. I don't go to bed with my smartphone. I know a lot of my students have their smartphone next to them, next to the bed. So basically, Facebook or Google or Amazon are spending the night with a lot of their clients. Okay. Now, this has an impact on businesses. For businesses, companies, and organizations, complexity has increased a lot. Just what I said earlier, our consumer 4.0 is a tough one. He is extremely demanding. Yeah, he wants it all and immediately. So to run a business focusing on consumer 4.0 has become extremely complex. And for the consumer, he has now entered a period, an era where everything has to be convenient and easy. Some of the key challenges our businesses are facing is this. We have seen worldwide that the COVID-19, and it's not COVID-10, but it's COVID-19 pandemic, is probably the biggest digital training course the world has ever seen. People have switched to going online, to doing business in a digital way in just a few weeks. Yeah. I am talking to you now in Surabaya, and it's like, I'm talking to my students just 4 miles away. When I will be lecturing this afternoon, I will be in the same position as I'm talking to you now. We are in lockdown for the next 6 weeks in Belgium, so all my classes will be online, and I'm doing an online class now, just like, I don't know, 10, 12,000 kilometers away. And we have switched to this digital way of doing business and teaching in just a couple of weeks. We switched from offline on-campus teaching to online in just 3 days. Yeah? And we were all kind of panicking. And we saw by the end of week number 2, everybody said, well, okay, we don't like it really, but it's convenient, it's easy, it's doable. Huh? So this is really something we should not forget, and we will not go back to the normal, to the normalities we used to have. I know that I will not be in my car for 2 hours in traffic jams for a meeting of 1 hour, unless it is my first meeting with a new client. But I will, out of 10 meetings, I will now do at least 6 or 7 online, where I used to do, like a year ago, I used to do 9 physical meetings and only 1 online. So we've had a drastic switch due to this COVID-19 pandemic. What we see in revenue is that online sales are growing immensely, and we see it in business to business. We see it in business to consumer. We even see it in C2C, consumer to consumer. And we see it in direct to consumer. Online has become a very normal thing. Only Nike, just the other quarter, they published figures and the shares went up extremely. But Nike reported a 82% jump in online digital sales again in the second quarter of this year. Yeah? Meaning that Nike owns 2,500 physical stores. They will certainly decide to cut down on them. They will reorganize, and they will not be needing those 2,500 Nike stores anymore, because the public shows that they have trust in Nike products, they have trust in Nike service, and the way Nike does the business. So people are buying Nike shoes, Nike clothes or apparel much more online than they used to do. The UNCTAD, the United Nations trade conference, has indicated, they have published a report just last month, that they are now convinced that COVID-19 has changed online shopping forever. People will not go back to the traditional things. We will probably, we miss each other, and we will go back to meeting people more than we do now, but we will not. We are getting used to living like this. We are getting used having digital and online as a way of communication, as a way of shopping and buying. So, all right. A McKinsey study reports that overall customer loyalty has been lower during the pandemic. So we've seen in the previous slides that brand loyalty has decreased. Customer loyalty in general has decreased during this pandemic. And why is that? Because Consumer 4.0 is not feeling listened to, is not feeling understood. As my colleague Dr. Nabila said, I'm receiving newsletters I don't want to have. They should stop annoying me. Yeah. So we need to be very careful when we do marketing campaigns or marketing programs to be sure that what we send to clients, what we tell clients, that we tell it to the right audience. Another big challenge we have in businesses is that the competitive landscape has changed drastically. There's a lot of newcomers from inside and outside the industry that are now active on the different industries we know. Technology companies and platforms, and I've indicated a number of them. It's Facebook, it's Amazon, it's Apple, it's Netflix, it's Google, and there are other ones, Alibaba, etc., etc., Tencent, etc. These technology companies and platforms are extremely powerful. And do not forget, but they play another game. They are not happy with just a share of the market. They want to have the whole market. Yeah. When they decide to enter a market, they compete for the market. An example of what we have seen recently, Apple has decided to move into the fitness industry with Apple Fitness Plus. They are not opening physical fitness clubs or health clubs, but they have now a program which is called Apple Fitness Club Plus, Apple Watch, taking care of your health situation, monitoring your heartbeat and your calories and your breathing rhythms and your blood pressure, combining that with fitness programs, individualized fitness programs in your living room, in your apartment. So they have entered an industry. People did not expect Apple to go into the fitness business, and make sure or be sure they're not there for just 1 or 2% of the market. They want to have a big chunk of the market. Their marketing is faster, is smarter, and is more aggressive than anyone we have ever seen. They don't ask us if we can be competitors. They just come on the market. It's big machines. They're very powerful. They're rich. They have a lot of data, and they show some aggression which we have never seen before. And then there's another one. Our voice assistant Alexa or Siri or other ones are becoming our assistants when we are doing online orderings. In the US, we see an increase of 30% of grocery online ordering through Alexa. People shout, Alexa, I need cat food. Alexa, we're running out of milk. And Alexa just adds it to the shopping list, and you push the button and Amazon delivers you your grocery list. Yeah. Over 30% growth through Alexa voice assistant. So these are new guys, new competitors playing a completely different game. Now, how to compete and differentiate and try to win Consumer 4.0's trust. And basically, the basics of a successful company have not changed. It's still about the good product. It's still about the good or correct price. And it's still about correct service. And we all know this through consumer insights that we monitor. But Consumer 4.0 wants something else. He wants value. You have to create or add value for that specific consumer. And without going into too much detail, but it's about digital convenience. We've dealt with this in the first part of this session. Make sure that you create optimal transactions during the customer journey for this Consumer 4.0. Yeah, digital convenience and easiness is extremely important. Time, make sure that you add time to your customer or you save time. If I need to take a plane and I have my boarding card on my smartphone, the airline communicates through a chatbot with me whilst I'm on the airport, telling me that my plane will be delayed with 15 minutes and that the gate has changed from A17 to B5. If I know all this when I'm waiting and having my coffee in the airport lounge, they're saving time for me. And they're adding time at the same time. I'm not getting frustrated because they are proactive. They tell me things I will at some point need to know, that my plane is delayed, that they have changed the gates. But if my airline tells me this in advance in a polite way, I'm happy. I'm not stressed. I will not be happy that the plane is delayed, but will have informed me before I even had to ask. Okay. The third one, a consumer 4.0 wants, is experience. Okay. Make sure that you create the best customer experience he or she can have. Make sure that they get more value for money, or at least they get the perception that they have more value for money, and talk to the human behind the customer. I think this is becoming extremely important. We see things like, again, Black Lives Matters or Me Too, or the whole discussion with regards to carrying weapons in the US. You see companies who are taking a stand, who are taking a position, societal positions. They have an opinion and they talk to the human behind their customer. Yeah, they make sure there's a match, there's a fit, that the client is understood and listened to. And then finally, and this is what Steve Jobs has said, trust, become the partner in life. Make sure that you use your strengths of your company, of your product, to change your world and to make the world of your customer a better one. Yeah, Amazon, Alibaba are companies who cannot do that at this time. They are very well structured companies. Process efficiency is very good, probably better than if you're a small, medium-sized enterprise. But they're just doing convenient things. They're shipping goods. They're telling you or giving you information about goods, and they're suggesting you things. If I listen to my Spotify, I really can enjoy some of the new ideas or the new music they are presenting to me, but I don't get any information. If I talk to a business owner of a music store, and he knows I'm a jazz fan, he can tell me about this person. He can tell me about the music which was recorded and how it was recorded. So he becomes partner in my life. He tells me, he sings the song I like to hear. Okay, so it's digital convenience, time, experience, and trust that you have to add to make sure that consumer 4.0 is still buying your products. Okay, how can you do it in a positive way? It's a little bit of a repeat here. Be more digital, be more human, be more local, and make them matter. Care about your customers. Some ideas, what we see now with the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns. We see a lot of publicity in Belgium here about shop local. Don't buy at Amazon. Don't buy at Alibaba. They don't know you. You're just a number. Buy from your local stores. Eat local. Enjoy things local. McDonald's has done an action or a campaign supporting the healthcare workers during this COVID-19 pandemic. And it was a thank you meal. It was a small token of appreciation, which was to me somewhat surprisingly that a big company like McDonald's even thought of this. But they are a huge worldwide player, but this is a local action. They are giving free meals to people at local hospitals, okay? And this is something Amazon is not able to do. This was something I saw just the other day. Shop local, because Amazon won't be sponsoring your kids' football team. Um, Amazon is not interested, because if they start sponsoring one football team, the rest of the world be on the doorstep of Mr. Bezos. Okay, so this is the difference. A local business, and whether you're really small or a medium-sized business locally, you can make a difference. So I go back. This one slide, be more human, be more local, and listen to your consumer 4.0. Okay. An important thing, and we're nearly getting to the end of it. This is something we have to monitor. Marketing the machine. As I have said, we see that online orders or online sales is increasing through Alexa and Siri and other of these robot voice assistants. We know that algorithms are influencing your buying behavior. Algorithms and technology are nearly deciding what you can see, what you can be offered, and what you can buy. I don't get the same feed on my LinkedIn as my colleague Dr. Nabila. You don't get the same feeds on your Facebook as your sister or brother. Okay, so it means that the machine is kind of influencing our behavior. They're telling us what they want to tell us, and they are showing us what they want to show us. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves as a business or marketing strategist, how are we going to influence this algorithm? Can we influence this algorithm? Does it mean that as a marketeer, we are going to see something new like algorithm marketing? Will we be talking to Alexa to change our algorithm and get other suggestions? So this will be a very interesting thing we will be looking at in the next years. I will go a little more quickly now, because I see I have already talked to you nearly 1 hour. Now, how translating all this information, all the things I told you, into a customer experience and omni-channel approach? And still, what Steve Jobs told us is still correct. You've got to start with the customer experience and work your way back toward technology, and not the other way around. It's not technology first and then your customer. It is still what I indicated in one of the previous slides. In marketing and doing business, it is still about your customer. It's not about technology. It's not about the robot. We're still dealing with human beings, thank God. So it's dream the ultimate or best possible customer experience of tomorrow. Think out of the box, do something crazy, and then reverse engineer it. Come back to today, but just imagine what you would really like for, I don't know what kind of business or product you will be thinking of, but just think the extreme ultimate dream about your product or service that your clients may want the next, in a couple of years, and then reverse it back. A short example that just pops to my mind. Amazon has launched a new product. It's called Amazon Explore. Don't know if you saw it a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. Amazon Explore is a virtual travel agency. If I want to go to, it's bad weather here in Belgium. It's rainy. It's a lot of wind. I can't go out because we have a lockdown. And what if I visit New Orleans today? Or if I visit Jakarta today? Yeah, I go on Amazon. I book a virtual tour in Jakarta or Yogyakarta. I book myself a guide, and he or she will show me around Yogyakarta. I will visit shops who have online businesses in Yogyakarta. I can buy local stuff, which is then shipped to me in Belgium. This is a new business. This is dreaming the ultimate experience. I cannot come to Indonesia now. Well, Indonesia can come to me. I can go to Amazon Explore and visit your beautiful country. Yeah. So dream the ultimate best possible customer experience of tomorrow and then reverse engineer it back to today. Okay. Ask yourself one question if you're dealing with customer experience. And this is a method I picked from Patrick Bet-David. Ask yourself one question. Why do I go back over and over again to that same store, to that same restaurant, to that same e-platform? And probably one of those 6 items below will be one of the reasons. It can be because it's really cheap, or the price is correct, or that the quality is top. Why do people go back to BMW? Because the quality is top. Why do I go back to bol.com or Amazon or another e-commerce platform? Because it's fast, it's convenient, they make things easy. Yeah? Or it can be that luxury is important. You feel appreciated. You have a luxury feeling about this restaurant or store or product. Or it might be that they are extremely friendly. My online bank is extremely easy. Whenever I need them, they give me, I can just leave a message on the chatbot and within a couple of minutes, they call me back. It's very user-friendly. But very often customer service will be one of the items because you go back to the same place. And very briefly, what is the difference between customer service and experience? Customer service is a commodity now. It's the new normal. Yep. People expect customer service, and this means that you are active and reactive. Can I help you? Thank you very much. Can I do anything else for you? I understand your problem. Okay, this is what we do. And I know people in Asia are really strong in customer service and being customer friendly. When your client is upset, you handle things, you react, you solve the problem, you fix it. It is very important, but it's transactional. Problem, solution. I have a need or I want, I will sell you something. So it's purely transactional. Some of the companies are really strong in it. Amazon, Southwest Airlines, Zappos, Apple, BMW, but you surely have plenty of Indonesian or Asian examples. What's the difference with customer experience? It's all about being proactive. Think about what I said with the chatbot on the airport. My airline is informing me, is communicating with me even before I think about it, that my airplane to Barcelona will 15 minutes late and that they have changed gates. They are proactive. It's all about the way you treat your customers. It's about little details. They know that I am in the airport. They have my smartphone. They make sure that my boarding pass is on my smartphone so I don't lose it. They send me like a message like 15 minutes before I need to go to the gate. Yeah, they are becoming my personal assistant. They are helping me. They are listening to me. They are talking to me. They are showing interest and they are delivering much more than I expected. Okay, creating VIPs and ambassadors. Extremely important. This is something you have definitely already dealt with in your classes on customer experience. But realize that your best clients, your ambassadors, they are your best sales team ever. Yeah, and they do it for free. They just want to have some appreciation or some gifts or an upgrade in your hotel, but they are your best sales team. And you don't have to pay a monthly salary. I've explained about Zappos, clearly a very strong company who has understood very good this idea. Dr. Nabila, do we still have time for omnichannel or not?
Yeah, I think you still have quite like few minutes to.
Okay. This is the last thing. I'll speed it up again a little bit. Basically, the new consumer, this modern consumer 4.0 is buying omnichannel. And what is omnichannel? I have shown you 4 types of channel distribution or distribution marketing. It's single channel, multi-cross, and omni. Briefly, omnichannel is no longer about maximizing the efficiency of one or two or three channels. What we saw in multi-channel, people go to a store, people go to a website, people go to, or they go on their smartphone or on their laptop. So it's multi-channel is combining different channels, different devices when shopping and buying. But these channels are not integrated. There's no communication between the website and the physical store. Very often the look and feel, the colors are not aligned, and there's certainly no data exchange between a physical store and somebody who buys online. Omnichannel is completely the other way around, and it's all about the customer. The customer is at the center, at the core of that strategy. And it's no longer about maximizing each individual channel. It's all about delivering consistent and seamless customer experience. If I go online, if I have on my smartphone my Spotify, I go to my car, Spotify is uploaded on my car. I can continue listening to the same music. When I come back to the office and I put on my desktop, it's the same thing. I have the same feeling. Spotify is everywhere in the same way, with the same colors, with the same voice, with the same quality, etc., etc. Everything in omnichannel is integrated, it's aligned, it's synchronized, and it's at the same quality level. And basically, the different channels, they are kind of empowering each other. So it's one data source, one brand experience, one product range, one price strategy, one client identity. If I call my bank and they have a system that every phone call has to be answered within 4 ringtones, if it's not answered the 4th time by my usual account manager or contact, somebody else in another agency will answer the phone automatically. And they will know who I am. They will know that I am normally not the client of that bank agency, but they have all the information. They know who I am. They know what my business is. And they will try, in more than 80% of the times, they can help me. And if they can't help me, they will make sure that their colleague, who is my account manager, will call me back within 1 day. That is omnichannel. Regardless of the channel I use, regardless of the time or of the device I use, I get the same thing. That's another presentation of the differences. So multi-channel, you see all the different lines. They're not integrated. They don't talk to each other. And the omni-channel, the client, you are in the middle, and everything is organized around you. Some quick data or study information which was presented just 3 weeks ago by SuperOffice, which is a cloud customer relation management platform, about what they expect customer experience to be in 2021. Nearly 46% of the customers have indicated that customer experience will probably be the top priority when they have to make decisions. Price is still important, product is still important, but these things have become the normality. We expect prices to be good. We expect products to be good. The difference will be in customer experience. I think, again, it's convenience, easiness, it's time, it's trust, and it's experience. 86% of the buyers tell us that they will probably be willing to pay more to have a better customer experience. Now think about that. And I think even with Corona time, with COVID-19 pandemic and lockdowns, this will become even more important. How do you make the difference? Because we care, we listen, we understand the client, we matter, we care about them, and we make sure that he can live a better life. Mobile customer experience is a top priority. 66% of the people in this study reported that a frustrating experience on a website damages the brand for that person, damages the brand perception. 55% indicate that a bad mobile experience will make them likely be buying less from that company. So having a bad website or mobile experience will again damage your brand and your company. And half of the 52% indicates that even if he or she really likes a company or a brand, and when they are disappointed about the mobile site and the convenience and the easiness, and if they're disappointed and they have a bad experience, they will probably think of leaving that brand. So again, we come back to the 4 elements I indicated in the beginning, and obviously this will lead to churn. Now, we don't have time to go into detail about that, but customer frustration will be a very dangerous thing. When I was studying or graduating, when I was not pleased or happy with a company or a product, I didn't buy it anymore. But I usually did not tell anybody, or only the people very close to me. Nowadays, we're telling the whole world. If we have a bad experience, we throw it on Instagram, we throw it on Facebook, we throw it on LinkedIn or whatever. We throw it in social media. So everybody knows that at a certain moment in time, my experience at McDonald's in Tokyo was not really good. Yeah. And I am now on the other side of the world, and I only went once to that McDonald's or that shop in Tokyo. So customer frustration is something which will become extremely important to management. So review management, for me, is one of the new hot items we will be dealing with in the coming years. And then finally, some trends I see in customer experience. Automated commerce, what I said is just pushing the button or the voice, Alexa and all these things. We go from customer journey to life journey. We will be part of our customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They will be interested to know how we as a brand or as a company are taking care of the people, meaning the customers and the planet, and not only of our own company. Branding will be important. Make sure that what I indicate is that technology companies and platforms, they are trying to get in between companies and the final customer. They will decide through their data and algorithms what they will offer and show us. So brands have to stand out. They have to reach out and speak and listen and listen to customers and make sure these customers are understood. Our companies must take bold and clear decisions. We've already talked about that. There's clearly a huge distrust of people and consumers today in companies, in governments, and in content. We all know about fake news. We all know about user-generated content, which is dangerous sometimes. We all know about reviews. Look at what Twitter has done. Twitter has added fact-checking warnings. Only this morning, I read something that Donald Trump posted again on his Twitter. Twitter added a fact-checking warning. This is new. This is new. Companies are standing up and saying, no, Mr. Trump, what you're telling me is not completely correct. Okay. Brings us to number 5. Ethical and societal marketing will become even more important for brands and customers. Okay. This will play a huge role. We will have to make our positions clear. Look how difficult Mark Zuckerberg he's in a difficult situation with Facebook. of, do I accept some of the fake news which is being distributed on Facebook or not? Do I act or not? Twitter has decided to do. Zuckerberg is still in doubt, and companies are just watching. Okay, Mark, what is going to be? Is it going to be yes or no? Are you going to be taking a position which is important for your customers and for the people and the planet? Or are you just thinking of the profit of Facebook and the share value of your company? And then to finalize...
Sorry, Dr. Philip, I think
yes,
there is someone raising his hand to ask question.
Okay.
I think we can, Daniel from B, class B. Yeah, you can ask your question here. Sorry, hello. Hello, Daniel. Okay. Oh, I think
he's disappeared.
Yeah, I think it's not here.
Okay.
And I think there is one another question from the student Alif Nur Fitriani. Is Alif here? Is Alif here? You can ask your question directly to Dr. Philip. Or maybe I can read that question for you, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we make the consistency in marketing for the customer so the customer are aware and they want to know more about our products?
How to make this more consistent? Is that the question?
Yeah, like how to, I think how to create sustainability in marketing, like marketing, yeah, to make it sustain so the customer have the curiosity to get to know more about our product.
I mean, we all know that content marketing is extremely important. Yeah, people want to have the right information, and the sustainability of that information and of that relationship. Because basically, I think the question is here: how do you make sure that your relationship with a customer is sustainable, is not only profitable but also sustainable, and it's absolutely in making sure that you understand what this person is interested in, how he behaves, what he needs, and just telling him the things he wants to know, not only about your product, but also how you as a company, what kind of values you have. How do you look at things? If I look again, an example of locally here, with the COVID-19 lockdown, there were a number of local butchers and bakeries who were informed by the government that as of the next day or 2 days later, we had to close down their stores because of the pandemic. There was a group of butchers and bakers who decided to donate their products, bake bread and pastry and meat, etc. And they started to donate that to the people who work in hospitals and who don't have time to go shopping, and they donated that to young families with children who have who are quite poor. They understood that they could help these people, so they made a link. They created a sustainable relation with these people. And whether you're a local baker, or if you're Zappos, or if you are a hotel or a car company, whatever, this will be what you have to do. You will have to talk to your individual consumer 4.0 and make sure you understand what it is about. Now, I don't mean that you have to talk to that person all the time one-on-one. I only need to know and if I take, for example, this student, I need to know what for him or her is commodity. Where do you want easiness and convenience? And I will make sure that through digital convenience and the basics of my business, you will continue buying with me. But hey, I'm also there when you need something special. If you need special advice, if you want something special entertainment, special experience, if it's difficult, I will be there as well for you. So this will be the dynamics, I think, of a new customer relationship in the years to come. I only speak to you when you really need me, but I'm always there. So whatever you want, convenient, easy, I'm just there. Just tell me what you want to have, and this will make the difference.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Filip. I hope it answers the question.
Perhaps my colleague, I can go to this one. This is the final slide. What does this mean for marketing? And this will some kind go back to the question of this student. What does this consumer 4.0 mean in marketing terms? This means that we will have to be aware that long-term strategies, 10-year, is not something we will do. It will be very much short-term. We will have to take into consideration that we will be facing unexpected situations, much more than we have ever have. I mean, there's now COVID-19, we have climate change, we have sometimes political instability. We're not sure what will happen in next week when the president elections in the US will have finished. Is there going to be peace, or is there going to be riots and like half a civil war? So we will have to, our business strategies and marketing strategies will have to be more short-term. We'll have to take into account unexpected things, which will mean that we will have to be more flexible than ever before. And this is what all your students already probably have studied. It means that you will do constant analysis and market research on your business and portfolio analysis using Boston Consulting matrices, etc. You will constantly look into your consumer insights and behavior. Your competition analysis will be extremely important, and do not forget the platforms and the technology ones. Think of your competitive advantages all the time, because what is true today might be different in a week's time. And make sure that your marketing mix composition is flexible, yet you can change. Yeah. And then finally, this one, and I like this one very much. This is Reed Hastings. He's the chairman of Netflix. And what he says is that happy employees who are giving a great employee experience are probably, for a lot of companies, one of the cornerstones to build happy customers with a great customer experience. He says that when you come to work tomorrow and you don't do it to make our customers happy and move the business forward, then just stay at home, find another job, and don't come to work. And I think basically that is it. Technology is extremely important, but having good customers, having happy employees, giving trust to everybody, and making sure that they are proud of the company they work for or the company they buy from, this will probably be one of the major keystones for future success. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me all this nearly an hour and a half. And if there's any more
thank
questions,
you very much,
I will be
Dr.
happy.
Filip. Yeah. I'm inviting all the participants here to ask questions to Dr. Filip. If you guys have questions, just raise your hand and you can ask directly to him. Let me wait, I think. Yeah, Dr. Philip, actually, I still have one question for you, if you don't mind.
No problem.
So, like by having this powerful omnichannel and those 6 like trends in customer experience, so I think can we predict the future of consumer behavior and like what kind of characteristics of like that might be attached to the future of the consumers? Like will they be more like personalized or something?
Consumer 4.0 will be extremely critical. His or her expectations will be extremely high, whether it is on commodity issues, on convenience, on easiness, on time. I refer to one slide where 79% of the people who buy online have told us that they have not finished or closed a online shopping experience because there was some inconvenience, something happened which they didn't like. Yeah? If I go on the internet and I buy a book, and at the end, when I am ready to pay, I see that I will have to wait for 4 weeks for my book to be delivered, I just walk away. Yeah, and I find an alternative one. So the new consumer has extremely high expectations, and we can like that or we can dislike it, but it's how we are going to have to deal with him. So the only thing we can do is make sure that our digital infrastructure is good. Process efficiency must be optimal. That's no discussion, or there's no discussion. But the more we know about this particular consumer, the stronger we will be, and the more chance of making the difference with the competitors will be. And this will probably mean that for a lot of small and medium-sized enterprises, we will review our market segmentation, we will review our target audiences, and we will kind of work on our repositioning, because we will have to be more intelligent about our customer. We will need more intelligence or information about our customer, making sure that we can help him 24/7 whenever he needs our advice or help. So yes, we are really on the doorstep of a huge transition in customer marketing. Hello.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think my internet connection is a bit unstable, so like I couldn't like hear you clearly. But I can get what you explained about. So the next future, like the next consumer, like they tend to have high expectations towards our products and our service and so on. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. They will want it all. They will want good price, good quality, good service, convenience, easiness, and a top experience. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's almost the end of our session today.
Good. All right.
Okay, so
I hope I was inspiring for all of you. That I could give you some insights on what we think is going to happen in marketing strategy. And thank you for having me this morning or this afternoon.
Yeah, we also want to thank you too. Like we learned a lot today, especially about how the consumer 4.0, like their characteristics, and also about this omnichannel, how they can empower each other to help the producers and then, like learn a lot about their customers. So yeah, we learned a lot from you today, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's really enjoyed it, and thank you all. Have a great day, and stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, you too. Like, have a great day. Enjoy your day.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I would like to hand this. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. So I would like to hand
Bye-bye.
this session to our Master of Ceremony, to Tania. Tania, are you here? I think there will be like a photo session. Like we need to take a screenshot for to the session.
Okay. Okay, so everyone, we have finally reached the end of this event. We would like to express our great appreciation to our guest speaker, Dr. Filip, who have kindly shared his knowledge with us, and to all the participants. I hope everyone enjoyed the insightful lecture. And on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to apologize if there was any inconveniences throughout the event. Before ending the meeting, let us take a virtual group photo. Please turn on your video and put on your best smiles. Please turn on your video. Okay, I think there are quite some people already. Okay, so we will start to the first page. I will start counting. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. And the next page. 3, 2, 1. And the third page. For those who haven't turned on your video, please do turn it on. Okay. Third page. 3, 2, 1. And fourth page. 3, 2, 1. And the last page. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. That is officially the end of our meeting today. You may leave the room and I wish you a good day ahead. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye.
Thank you.